Welcome back, my curious witnesses. Tonight's tale comes from the deserts of the Old West. A story so strange that even after the truth was discovered, many people still preferred the legend, because the truth was terrifying. But the legend was worse. In the 1880s, settlers across the Arizona Territory began reporting sightings of a monstrous red beast roaming the desert. It appeared without warning, sometimes at dusk, sometimes in the dead of night. Witnesses described a massive blood-colored creature charging through the wilderness, sending livestock into a frenzy and terrifying anyone unlucky enough to cross its path. But it wasn't the beast they feared most. It was the rider. Perched on its back was what appeared to be a pale human skeleton, not dangling, not hanging loose, strapped tightly to the creature as if it had been riding for years. Some swore they saw the skull turn toward them. Others claimed the empty eye sockets seemed to follow them as the creature disappeared into the darkness. The stories spread quickly. People began calling it the Red Ghost. In 1883, the legend became deadly. Near Eagle Creek, a woman was trampled to death by the mysterious creature. Investigators found strange tracks, tufts of reddish fur, and no explanation. As sightings continued, the rumors grew darker. Some believed the rider was a demon. Others thought it was the restless spirit of a prospector cursed to wander the desert forever. A few whispered something even worse, that the skeleton wasn't dead at all, that some evil force was wearing a corpse like a disguise. For more than a decade, the Red Ghost haunted Arizona. Miners reported it charging through camps. Farmers found orchards destroyed. Livestock panicked at its approach, and always, the skeleton remained on its back, watching, waiting, riding. Then, in 1893, a farmer named Mizzou Hastings spotted the creature in his garden. This time, the Red Ghost would not escape. Hastings raised his rifle and fired. When the beast finally fell, curious settlers rushed to inspect the body, and that's when they discovered the shocking truth. The monster wasn't a demon, it wasn't a ghost, it wasn't even a horse. It was a runaway camel. But the rider? That part was real. Rawhide straps still wrapped around the animal's body. Lashed to its back were the decomposing remains of a man who had died years earlier. No one knew who he was. No one knew how he got there. Some believed he was a dying prospector who tied himself to the camel in a desperate search for water. Others claimed he was a captive who never escaped. Whatever happened, the desert kept its secret. Historians now believe the camel was likely one of the last survivors of the US Army's bizarre Camel Corps experiment, when camels were imported to help cross the harsh deserts of the American Southwest. But even after the mystery was solved, people couldn't stop talking about the rider, because for over 10 years, settlers believed a skeleton was roaming the desert on the back of a blood-red beast. And if you had seen it charging toward you through the moonlight, you probably would have believed it too. So let me ask you something. If you looked across the desert at midnight and saw a giant red creature with a skeleton riding on its back, would you stand your ground? Or would you let the Red Ghost disappear into the darkness? Stay creepy, my curious witnesses.